Okay, this is not a passive-aggressive video based on a couple random assholes whining in my EX bouncing fan video that I didn't cover light bouncing fan. So, one thing that's very common for my players right now, right, is they're going to be doing anti-air into charge fan. A lot of the times they do charge light fan, which has the lowest bounce and thus is the most difficult to... It's the least plus, but it's the most difficult to escape from, using the normal means of counterplay. So, let's talk about that. So I have a big ass fucking list of all of every character in the game right now, and their light bouncing fan counterplays from various circumstances. So, let's say the opponent just does a combo and does this, or does an anti-air into DP and then starts charging bouncing fan. What are your options? Well, some characters are privileged enough that they can backtech, see my charging fan, and still punish her clean outright. So Luke can backtech and just do EX Sandblast and it's a true punish, etc. I generally don't think that... So, most characters, if you neutral tech and wait for her to start charging bouncing fan, you'll have some option that you can do. Modern characters are a little bit better in this, because you can walk forwards and do EXDP at the last possible frame, so it's easier and cleaner to get stuff like that out. Some characters have really shallow drive reversals, like Luke, Guile, I think Ed. So they can't wake up and drive reversal this in mid-screen, but they have other options available. So in any case, Luke would definitely want to backtech this. Any projectile character, if you have a projectile or at least a move that nullifies projectiles, regular charge fan is nothing. Just clash it. There's no way, unless Mai has stocks, which if she has flame stocks, you can't just clash it with a non-EX projectile and eliminate it, because it'll have 2 hits of projectile safety, whatever. But if she doesn't have stocks, there is no way for her to punish you just doing wake up into projectile to eliminate it. As you can see here with like Luke's light sandblast, only -15. There's no super, there's no drive rush that'll reach, etc. You just eliminate it and she gets nothing. Mai would be better off just taking Oki after this knockdown. Now, because of that, characters with projectiles like Luke have a massive advantage over non-projectile characters in terms of dealing with charge fan in any circumstances. So let's talk about some other characters. So Jamie, so long as he has at least 2 drinks, he is clean on this. He can just neutral tech and then EX through this. Here's the thing, is that some characters, the light fan toss is the one that's most problematic on block because you have the fewest options to escape from it. The DPs don't work as well, you can't backdash, etc. But if you do the heavy fan toss with Mai, you're generally, it eliminates things that would otherwise work. So there's anti-projectile tools that you can do on wake up by neutral tech wake up that will lose to the heavy fan toss because it reaches you faster. Jamie's is ones that it does not matter. He can just see the thing and just do wake up EX Bakai, and it works every time. And that's true even if she has flame stocks. He can just do that. That's clean. So I have like just a giant list here, and this will I'll probably just slap this onto my my Google Drive documents or whatever. I haven't done that yet, but so Luke has, so these are things that the first line for each character is things that you can generally do while the fan is approaching you in neutral. So for instance, one thing that you can do against light fan with all characters is stick out generally a crouch jab. You'll take about 600 damage, but because you're extending your hurt box into it, without moving your body forwards, the bouncing fan will bounce based on where it hits your extended hurt box and not where it hits you. So you can do this and take the 600 damage, but avoid Mai getting in close enough for mix or anything like that. Of course, this can have danger if Mai is also dry rushing behind it and at certain spacings where she may be able to link off of the counter hit. But generally, yes, every character can do this. Then you have any general projectile, the same tools that you would use against Skiles, slow Sonic Cross, anything that you would use, like if you have this and then have access to level 2 in case it's blocked with Jamie, etc. Like so. I have all the general tools that you might use against projectile approaches, etc. Again, characters with fireballs and EX fireballs are the cleanest at eliminating Mai's approaches. One thing to note is that if she does have flame stocks, you can't do the crouch jab thing that I was talking about because it won't bounce until the second hit. So even if you try to collide with it, it'll keep moving towards you. Manon, with flame stocks or not, will always be able to do wake up, medium hit grab, and punish it. That's something she'll always get if she neutral techs after they, anti-A or do a combo, whatever. If they do that a lot. Doesn't matter if they charge the fast or the slow fan. And if they release the fan early, the uncharged version of the fan, then it'll just counter hit you. And it's fine. Most characters, okay, this is another thing, is that if you're a character that has like no option to point blank, you can just do wake up crouch jab and take the, you can just do wake up crouch jab, extend your hurt box into it, and then the fan toss will bounce harmlessly in front of you. Not entirely harmlessly, because it's still a hitbox that like prevents you from pressing more buttons, but you take the 600 damage, she doesn't get in, and she can't combo off of this in any way. There's no way for her to punish you for taking this counter hit. So you can just neutral tech and do wake up crouch jab. I am not entirely sure if I think that is worth doing or not. I'll have to get back to you on that. But let's see. Kimberly on heavy fan toss. I have all the supers that they can do and wake up. Neutral tech options and then back tech options. So Kimberly, for instance, against, I think only the slow fan toss and not the faster fan toss can do wake up back tech into slide underneath, punish counter, full combo. So you've got stuff like that. Marisa has a lot of good options and then I have this plus sign right here for the fifth line that not all characters have. As you can see, Manon has nothing there. This fifth line is with flame stocks, so what options the character has. So Kimberly can neutral tech after heavy DP, and then level 2 in reaction to the charge flame stock one. Jamie can still EX Bakai, etc. Anyways, so yeah, you have all these options. Marisa's got a pretty good one. Not against flame stocks, but you can back tech safely, and then if you see them charging, you can just EX Phalanx. You can heavy Phalanx if they're doing the slow one, but the EX one is safer just in case she's actually charging the heavy one, and it'll work like that. So yeah, Marisa has a pretty solid one. Lily obviously has her projectile invincible EX Spire, EX Condor Spire, so long as she has wind stocks. JP can generally do... Okay, this doesn't work if she has flame stocks, but he can do level 1, and it should punish all versions if he neutral techs and then does that. If she's always doing the slow one, you can just wake up an EX Ghost from a neutral tech, and then other than that, if you want to be safer, you just back tech and then do that. The only problem with that is that you take both hits of the bouncing fan, so it's not a great trade for you, but it's better than taking Oki from her, so. And of course you can level 3 off of the spikes, or you can just raw level 3, etc. Jury has surprisingly terrible options. DJ, his EX Slasher is really, really good, as it usually is, at just winning these interactions. Yeah, wake up EX Slasher with him. Pretty solid. But he actually has no options that will true punish her doing the charge Flamestock version, so he can't neutral tech, back tech, anything like that and do that. Cammy, so long as she's not in Flamestock, Cammy can just do fucking... Cammy can just back tech clean and then just do that. So, that's pretty cheap. Ryu can do back tech heavy Tatsu. If he back techs and does heavy Tatsu immediately, he will be forced to side switch, which isn't that bad. But, no, okay, so he has to do heavy Tatsu, but it will still cause a side switch. Like so. Anyways, or he could do level 1 from neutral or back tech. Then Honda obviously has EX Headbutt or level 2. Works just fine. Blanca is one of the few characters that has an option that only works if he back techs and doesn't work if he neutral tech. Well, I guess Cammy's Spin Knuckle doesn't work if she does heavy charge fan. But he can just wake up and River Run Slide. It's pretty easy. Does not work if she's in Flamestock. Not a true punish. Also not close enough because the DP combos and stuff leave you farther away when she has Flamestocks. Guile can obviously just EX Sonic Boom or back tech and do a level 1. Ken has, he can neutral tech and heavy DP, and it's just fine. Or he can back tech and run DP. I don't think the run DP works if she charges heavy boom, but she won't combo off of it unless, because only the charged light boom combos into itself on counter hit, etc. Zangief can, if he neutral techs, he can EX Lariat off of the traditional combo or like a regular anti-air. He can also charge Heavy Punch. I don't think it works against charge Heavy Fan. I don't know why. Maybe I just got lazy at some point because I wasn't including the fucking charge, the Heavy Fan lines that I'm supposed to. Anyways, so yeah, Zangief can do that, and then in Flamestock, neutral tech into level 2. Dhalsim has really clean and easy ones. He can just do Wake Up Slide. He can neutral tech. It's clean. Back tech into that. And then he can neutral tech and do medium slide on reaction, and then that will allow for a bigger combo. This actually works even better if Mai's in Flamestock, because he's slightly farther away. Rashid gets blah blah blah, whatever. He basically only gets level 3, but it does work still against Flamestock. Aki, level 2, etc., which can be used after a back tech. Ed can neutral tech EX upper. Most characters, I would say, by the way, most characters can neutral tech and then see it and then just do drive reversal. Some characters have particularly shallow drive reversals that don't work for that, like this. But for Ed, it doesn't matter because he can just do EX upper and it reaches. But yeah, who would not have good options to challenge this? So Guile can just back tech and do EX boom, or he can neutral tech and do EX flash kick or whatever. But the characters with like not great options, let's say. So Jamie doesn't have like an immediate close range option except for like manually timing a perfect parry. If he's not in drink level 2 yet, and he doesn't have just the brain dead EX Bakai, but his drive reversal should be fine. Mana has an easy one. Kimberly's drive reversal, you just get a quick listing of all the drive reversals that do and don't reach. Kimberly's reaches just fine. Marisa has plenty of options already. Lily, if she doesn't have Windstuck, I think her drive reversal reaches just fine. Yeah. JP can just back tech and has his options. Shuri doesn't have good options, so she would want to neutral tech into a drive reversal, and hers works just fine. TJ has tons of options. All these characters have great options. Blanc has good options. Blah, 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 blah. Ken has pretty good options. Let me just test, because for some reason I didn't write it down. So I'm just going to do the same thing, but just test whether or not his heavy DP works if she does heavy fan instead. Okay, yeah, it does. Alright, so yeah, he has fine options. His are brain dead. Chun has fine options. Zangief, his drive reversal would definitely reach. Dalsum has brain dead options. Let's do Rashid. Rashid does not generally have clean options to punish this, so let's see if his drive reversal... Well, actually, he can trade with EX Mixer like this. I don't think this is a good trade for him, but... Again, it's probably not as bad as just taking Oki. But yeah, his drive reversal goes really far. Aki has, if she doesn't have supers for level 2... Let's see... Well, again... Every fucking projectile character, again, you can just backtech and then just release a projectile, and then Mai can't do shit about that, so... There's no reason for some of these characters to do this, but... She could also drive reversal. Neutral tech drive reversal. Akuma doesn't have the best options against this, but... As you would expect, but again, he has a fireball, so it doesn't matter. Just do that, and it's brain dead as fuck. Bison has the most brain dead options. Terry should be able to just backtech and clash. Yeah, with medium. Yep. Mai's is kind of awkward because she would have to backtech into EX Fireball to eliminate it. But I play Mai in Modern and she can just walk forwards in EX DP. You can also just, if you have level 2, you can backtech and then you can just do that. Yeah, so that should cover most of that shit. If you are forced to block the light fan, there are not many options that you have available to you. A lot of characters, if they are forced to block, a lot of characters, DPs that they have that would usually work relatively safely, as I talked about in the EX fan video, no longer get hit by the thing. And also, if Mai blocks them... So, okay, so let's take Luke, for example. You can block and then do medium DP. And then it's fine, right? Medium DP, if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't hit, then you get knocked out of the air and it's not that bad. But if it connects on block... it avoids the fan, and you'll just take a full punish for it. So a lot of almost every character with a DP, they work like this against the light fan bounce. Where if it makes contact with Mai on hit or on block, it will no longer touch the fan in any way. So it's better to do if you're further away, and then if she walks into it, you're good. And in fact, you won't even trade with the fan, you'll just DP Mai clean. But if she doesn't do anything, then you just get juggled into the air. And you probably won't take that much damage. Characters generally only have, like, a couple, like, little buttons that they can throw out to try to trade on blocks. Some of them are better than others. For example, like, let's say Manon, the best normal that she would be able to do in this circumstance is low forward after she blocks. And if it makes contact on hit or on block, it should trade and be safe. That being said, any of these crouch buttons that you do are obviously very susceptible to Mai just forward jumping. And forward jumping is very strong against this. Mai forward jumping is very strong when she's doing the light fan bounce because your characters don't have the ability to backdash and then anti-air. So your only means of actually anti-airing Mai, if she does this, not your only means, but basically your only means, is doing the crouch block into backstand perfect parry into an anti-air. And this is one of many things that I find easier to execute in Modern. Like so. One thing that you may be able to do is if you're far enough away such that the jump in from Mai won't, like, connect very close to you, you may be able to just DI. And if my presses a button, she won't be able to block in the jump in. This depends on the timing, and I would not do this a lot because it's very risky. But this is, if she jumps quite late, but not late enough that there's a gap between the bouncing fan connecting on a standing opponent and the jumping connecting, you can block the fan and then do DI, and it should counter her jump in. Anyways, yep, that's about it.